Second position goes to GM Ganguly from PSPB, Surya Ganguly. He also scored 9 points out of 11 rounds and he wins a prize money of 5 lakh rupees. The final round was draw on the first table and I think he has played almost all his rounds on top tables only, first table. So let's clap for him.
Thank you.
He is our highest rated GM.
Hello everyone, I am joined here by Grandmaster Surya Ganguly. He finished second in the Indian National Championships, which just finished today. It was a long tournament of 11 rounds. Surya, first of all, how are you feeling right about now?
A bit tired, but very eagerly looking forward to go back home. The kids are waiting, especially the younger one. He started crawling really fast now, so I'm just dying to go back home.
So, coming back to today, what happened was you had a draw, I think, in the final round. You were playing against, you were playing against Himank, and after the game, you were also discussing a lot of lines. It seemed to be a complex game. Can you tell us a little bit about the game and how was your mindset going into it?
Yeah, so in the game, okay, the mindset I just wanted to play, like just like every day. I think here every day I had some sort of routine. I would finish my game. I would analyze with my opponent, which I was enjoying, like literally from first round to last round. Every day I was analyzing, with no exception for today also. And I got a fighting position. I even got slightly better position, but he defended really well. There was this one moment where he thought he was getting under attack, where I could take on f5 and play queen h4. But I saw this move where he gets, he takes on b7 and okay, I give some check, queen h2 check, queen h1 check, I take on g2 and he has this move f6. He did not see this. Actually, he vaguely saw f6, but he did not see gf6, queen c2, attacking h7 and attacking c6. So I sat there, I don't know, maybe I thought for 15 minutes or more. I didn't see a mate and I realized I don't have that, this initiative anymore, which was true. And in the final position, when he offered me a draw, I looked at the position. I knew, if I make a draw, things are uncertain. Yeah. But I'm not going to win just by will. Yeah. The position has to have something, and in this case, white was extremely solid. There's really nothing I can do about it. So I agreed for a draw. And that was about today's game.
Did you make any sort of calculations going into the final round? Because what I noticed was after the 10th round, Karthik was the only person who was having a better book hold score than you. Like, did you keep that into consideration in your mind when you went into that, or were you checking Karthik's position maybe when he was playing?
The second one, not so much. I mean, in the opening, I looked at his position, and then I saw at some point Mitravo played very loose, and he got into a worse position, and Nilash also had a good position. And then I stopped bothering at all. The only time I went back and checked his position was where Himal played rook f5, rook h5 when he was repeating. So there I had a choice to take a draw immediately or to push a little bit more. And that is the time when I made one move and I went and I saw he's winning. So then I thought, okay, it doesn't make sense to agree for draw at that moment. But yeah, I knew about the tiebreak situation. Unfortunate, but how not to see the scenario. So for last two rounds, I actually knew that Karthik has a better tiebreak than me, and I was really hoping that I would play him in one of these rounds. Like I was playing on board one from first round to last round, and he's the only one who has better tiebreak than me, and I was really hoping, either penultimate round or on the final round, I'll play him. But that did not happen. I played Himal, who didn't have a good tiebreak, let's say. But this was not in my hand, really. Um, I wouldn't say it's unfair or anything because, okay, Karthik played well and Nilash played well, and this is the tiebreak system. Everybody knew it beforehand. It's a bit ironic that the tournament ended exactly on this one single day where I'm not leading and my tiebreak is was just by half a point. Like imagine if it would end on seventh round, eighth round, ninth round, 10th round. I'm like there is no question of tiebreak. I'm just leading. Or if we had at least one extra round, then at least I get to play the winner. We don't know what would have happened, but at least I get to play him. Here, I didn't get to play him, and I was always playing on the top board. But again, I'm not complaining or anything. I'm just saying, it's a bit ironic, and but this is how the tiebreak rule was, and everybody knew what it is. And let's also be fair that I could not win last four games, and that's why I didn't win the championship. Let's put it this way.
So after a long break, you started playing the national championship again from last year, and last year didn't go so well for you. This year, I mean, it was a terrific start. 7 out of 7 it was, and even if you discount just coming second, while for a majority of the tournament it did seem that you were going to win. Did you think this is a significant improvement on your level of play, and anything changed in you? Did you change any sort of your practice, your motivation, mindset, anything?
Okay, so last year also I was unbeaten. This year also I was unbeaten, but of course this year I won more games. And quality of games were much higher, that's for sure. One thing I've noticed that almost exclusively I would say, no, almost every single game I had way more time than my opponent when the games were finishing. In most cases I was having 50 minutes ahead of clock. So I was playing much faster. Uh, what did I do special? Nothing much actually. So I was doing gym every day. So here I would wake up. I would go for the first thing I would do is I'll go to treadmill. I'll run, come back, shower, have breakfast, prepare a bit. I was reading lots of books. So as you can see, so those and yeah. Before coming here, I did train a bit. Uh, so that also helped a lot.
Very nice to know about that. Surya, now seeing this national championship and the play which you have shown here, will like do certain performances affect whether or not you will play more tournaments in the future? Is this a thing, or I'm just reaching out here? Like, will this performance motivate you to play a series of tournament next? Or I mean, you're close to 2600 now again, I believe, with this tournament.
Well, crossing 2600 is not a motivation, that's for sure, because I have been much higher. So this cannot be the motivation. Uh, Neither I would say like winning national championship. It's not something that I have not done before. It's not like even if I would win, this would have been my seventh national title, senior title. Um, the only thing that actually motivates me is the quality of the game. That actually is very healthy. Like I did play some really nice games and some some creative thoughts, some particular games, some nice creative preparation. So yeah, those things are there. And I'm playing. I'm playing a lot, but no, I wouldn't say I'm playing as much as I used to play before the kids, right? So right now I cannot. It's hard to imagine for me that I just go for 2 months. I'm away from home. I'm playing three tournaments. Such things I was doing before, but now what I try to do is like I play one tournament, like let's say I play this, and I'll take little bit break, maybe 1 month or so I'll be at home. Then again I'll play one tournament, then again little bit of break. So it's not about motivation, but it's more about having other priorities, other commitments. But yeah, deep down the first thing in me is play.
Playing the national championships in Gurgaon, how was it? Have you been here before to play tournaments? And this time around, how was it? How was the experience?
No, not here. I've played in Delhi a number of times, but not in this place. Um, I would say mixed feelings. Okay, first of all, I'm happy that the school gave the venue and so on. Also, one thing like when I first saw the prospectus, it had round timings very weird. Like there were 3 or 4 different round timings on each day, and I would say the organizers were kind enough to change it completely, and then they made it 3:30 every day except the last round. So those things are nice, and they had water, snacks, and everything. So those were, I would say, the nice part, and they were quite humble from that point of view. However, having said that, we should not forget that this is not a random open tournament, some local tournament. We are talking about national championships, so there has to be some base standard. And I'll be frank enough here that playing in a basement of a school cannot be the ideal, situation. I'm sure, that they tried their best, but I'm saying it does not necessarily mean that the best meets the actual expectations of national championship. Um, yeah, so there were some issues with the air conditioning. The I also saw in the group the parents were, many parents were saying in the waiting area, they were struggling there. But that's apart. Like, I'm not even talking about the audience, but just purely about the players. The first day, when in the stage when we were not playing, I recall water started to drip from the pipe, and they put some bucket bucket of steel, and then that was making more noise. So then somebody got this idea, hey, no, we should get a tub. So they got a plant, with in a tub, and then the water was dropping there. This was happening just 2 feet next to my boat on the very first day. And it's not just about these isolated incidents, but in general, I would say the locality. I could not find a single hotel which has a very good review, like literally, like in that area. That's why I had to stay in a different hotel. And same with other players. They finally managed to get some. I think most of the players were staying in apartments, because in that area, all the hotels, like, really. I mean, you have to literally read the review, and it's very scary. The reviews are like really, really terrible in that location. So I definitely think that this is something to think about. Like, when we conduct national championship, it should have basic standard in terms of venue, in terms of logistic. I am staying on my own, so I cannot complain here. But then I had to compromise with the distance, because there I could not find a single hotel, and I'm staying, which takes like 25 minutes drive. Yeah, like, something better hopefully next time. Last time I played in Pune, that was quite good. The venue was very nice, but here I'm disappointed with the venue. And I'm not saying in hindsight, I would say exactly what toward the same if I had won the championship. So there is no connection on with the result, yeah. Because I think I told you also earlier in one of the rounds when the AC was not working. I remember this game. I was playing with Shayanton, and I could not sit on the board because I was like completely drenched. I went to Chief Arbiter Anantaram and I said, can you get me a fan? And he's like, I told the organizer, and they're working on the AC, but the AC never started. It started, by the time it started, we almost completed 40 moves. And so I started to walk, and I realized even if I walk, because again, it's basement, it's very claustrophobic from that point of view. There are no windows, there is no natural light. And I was sweating. I was like completely drenched in sweat. Then I realized I got this idea from Aronnok. I saw Aronnok. He found a spot just near one fan, which was giving just enough air. So I found one spot in the stage, and I would make the move. I cannot sit at the board. I would make the move. I was playing very fast. I would take the move, and I'll come back and stand in front of the fan. And whenever Sayantan will make the move, I'll be calculating standing, and as soon as he makes the move, I go to board, take some quick decision, make the move, and come back again. So that is how I was playing the game. We can say this was one singular incident where the AC did not work, but then again, this is also not acceptable. What if that happened on the final day or something like that?
So, do you think it is only about the funding these tournaments get, or is it about, like, does it vary from place to place? Because I don't think there was that much big of a difference in funding from 2023 to this year. So, is it something the organizers should take care about, just in terms of picking the venue, or is it something more deep, like in the sense more funding needs to be put in national championships?
So I think there has to be a system, because Uh, in Pune, I played. That was really really nice. I enjoyed it. But I have heard from many players in the past there were some national championships which were organized in a terrible way. But then some were good again. I think there has to be a benchmark. There has to be a systems created through federation, through association. Once again, I have no doubt in their intention that they are constantly improving, but maybe there is no proper set of benchmark. Like, hey, below this we cannot go. And until and unless that is happening, I think it's difficult. Like it will be very random. Like one year it was really good. Actually, that's why I also decided to play because Pune had a good impression in general. But then again, this year Venu, I was not impressed. But again, I should not sound like I'm like constantly criticizing. I once again, the organizer tried, their best, and they were very nice. Every time I would go and ask something, they would try. But once again, I'll say the same. Like even if you're doing your best, maybe your best right now for this national championship, like considering this is a national championship, it's not matching somehow, and that has to be taken care of. I think in general, yeah.
One thing, once again, I asked you in the previous interview, I also have to mention. With the black pieces, some of the positions you got out of the openings, I was very impressed to see. I mean, every time, okay, see, I'm very bad at chess compared. So for us, the indication is always the eval bar. So when I would look, I would always see, okay, after 15, 20 moves, Surya is either equalized or is minus point 0.2, minus point 0.3. And after today's analysis, I interviewed Himal, and he mentioned that Surya is an expert. He showed me all the ideas. I didn't even know there were so many ideas. So, how did this love for openings come through to you? I mean, you were, of course, an opening expert. You worked with Anand in the past as well, helped with certain openings. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's funny because I'm sure there are some of the viewers who knows and they're laughing that if you tell me I'm strong in opening. I don't think like in this tournament it worked, but nowadays I rather freestyle a lot. Like number of times I go to board and like okay, I don't want to prepare, I just want to freestyle. But here I have worked with Anand for a long time, but that's already the last time we worked was back in 2013, like the serious camps. But I'm training with it for like last 1 year or more than 1 year already. So that involved a lot of work. Although I can't say really that I had a lot of candidates preparation here. Very just maybe one game or something like that. But in general, I think it's not about the depth of preparation, but the surprise element. I think that's what mattered here a lot. Like for example, with Deep, I played this Italian D5, early D5, and then knight coming back to B6, which is almost unheard of. And then I repeated that with Setu. The psychology was that if he prepares Italian, this is the last thing he would expect. Like he would not think that I will repeat. So in badminton sometimes they do like let's say you hit a drop shot and the player lifted, and that player is thinking you want to hit at the back, and sometimes you can just give in the same spot. So it's something like that. And actually, this idea I got from Diptayan. Diptayan completely did this psychological trick with me in our game. So before coming here, I was working with Diptayan a couple of days, and he knew that the line which he played against me, I was also going to play the same as black at some point. So he knew that this is one opening that I wanted to try. So when I played Rai Lopez, I was not expecting him to play something that he knows that I can play as black, and that was again his reverse psychology. That I will not spend more time there, and that I thought, okay, why not to do the same with Setu? So that, and then I played a couple of games B4, which in recent times I think I played a lot of E4, C4, Knight F3, but not many B4s. So here that worked. So I think this year a lot of opening surprise, taking risks, those things helped a lot.
Compared to the earlier part of your career, at least maybe 10, 15 years back, would you say that this style of yours has changed a lot in the sense that amount of risks you take or amount of openings, as you mentioned, you can freestyle. Have these things changed or evolved in that sense?
I don't think so. I think in my chess, also in my character, okay, there could be many weaknesses, many flaws, but bravery will not make into top 100. So I don't think I ever lacked that in game in life. But there were there were moments where I was reckless, like I was going all out. But I can't recall chickening out or playing super safe. Very rare, like once in blue moon maybe. But the thing that has changed now compared to 10, 15 years is I would say no pressure. Like imagine when if I compare this one with not the last national championship, but so I won 6 times in a row and then I stopped, yeah, and then I played in Pune last year. So let's say the sixth title, when I was playing that had a lot of pressure because okay, I was the top seed and everybody was expecting me to win. I was also expecting to win the championship. Here, although I was top seed, but okay, it's clear that it's only on paper. I mean, it's not like I'm clear favorite or anything. Anybody, absolutely anybody can win. So there was no pressure and I was playing very freely. I think the most important factor is I was enjoying a lot, like every moment of this tournament. I had a great time.
Who are some of the people who have supported you or are currently supporting you in your playing career, given that you are already involved with so many other things, Surya?
Uh, the list is pretty long. Um, okay, first of all, my family. I've got two coaches, Arya and Ahan. Uh, from them, I learn every day. So that then uh, my wife Sudeshna, she knows me in and out, so she knows exactly when to push me to ensure that I'm working properly and tolerating me. So Sudeshna for sure. Indian Oil. It has been always they have supported a lot, not just financially but also emotionally. And there are some more. Like before coming here, I trained with the clients. So also my work with Vidit, uh, in general, not just about opening. That then, I must also mention Deepti, my personal manager, and she takes care of the scheduling and also like literally everything. Like this time, I remember I told her, just ensure that in my schedule I have my own training properly structured. Like I'm doing proper exercise, and put that in calendar. So she was tracking those. So she has been very helpful, and now that I'm involved in so many different things, without her help, it would be a nightmare. Uh, yeah, of course, my parents and so on. Like my mother, always super tensed, like all the time. Okay. All the time super tense. Like today already, she said like this tiebreak system is bad. It doesn't work. I'm like, mom, this was the tiebreak system. This was always there. It's like, no. You played on top board. This tiebreak system is bad. So yeah, there are a lot of so many different elements. But I'm very happy that now I have a proper team which helps me with everything.
Fantastic to know about that, Surya. Thank you so much for giving us our time and best wishes in all that you do forward.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.